Hey guys, Cullen here, and I just wanted to record a video and share with you a really special story that happened with Sarah and I when we were home in the US a couple weeks ago. So today we're winding down July 2022. The reason why I'm date stamping this is because I want this video to be something we can hold on to for a long time as a reminder of God's goodness and his faithfulness and his creativity. So a couple weeks ago, Sarah and I were back in Michigan visiting family. We were home for a good friend's wedding, and we had an amazing time. And in the first few days that we were at home, we had an evening where we were getting ready to go to a meeting at Family Life Church, which is the church that my grandparents belonged to when they were alive, who've been tremendous supporters of Sarah and I since we've been here in Hungary. But I had some time to kill, and so I went out front and I grabbed a pitching wedge and two golf balls, and I chipped them across the front yard from the driveway towards the neighbor's tree line. And as I was walking towards those two golf balls, I heard a man shout from the road, and he said the words, "Everything going all right?" And I remember those exact words, and I also remember the way that he said it. It seemed like, man, is this one of these? Am I supposed to know him? Like, I just don't know him, and usually I'm pretty good with people, but I knew for sure I'd never met this guy before, and so I walked towards him. I said, "Yeah, I think so. I'm the son-in-law, so just in from out of town." And he said, "Oh, where are you in from out of town from?" And I actually laughed and said, "Hungary." And he said, "Hungary?" And he asked me, "Do you know Geza and Ildiko Kovac?" And I said, "What?" "Yeah, actually, I do. And many of you who followed our story know that I've known them for a long time, and Sarah and I have known them for years, and they are the reason why we've literally moved to Hungary. We want to serve their vision, and they're two of the most amazing people that we'll ever meet." And I told this to Mike, and I said, "How do you know them?" And he said, "Well," he explained to me that lady who's played a motherly role in his life has been very well connected with Geza and Ildiko for years, and her name is Betty. And that Betty's been praying that Mike would somehow make his way to Hungary. And so at this point, he's out of his truck. He's got this great big white Suburban, and he said, "Yeah, I just stopped by. My company was building a deck next door, and I wanted to just check on the project, but I actually usually don't do that. I leave it to my workers, especially because my son's the project manager." But he said, "It was on my way home, so I thought I'd stop." And then there we were having this conversation. And at that point, Sarah had joined us, probably because we were running late. But she was intrigued, and she realized as she joined the conversation that she also had taken care of this man whose name is Mike, his kids, through Trinity Church back in the day when Sarah was really invested in their kids, the nursery programs on Sundays, and all these connections were being made. We were all just like buzzing. It was just an incredible moment. And towards the end of our talk, I glanced at his truck, and I saw the words Custom Builders, which is the name of his company. And I was reminded of an email that Geza sent a couple days prior, reminding us that when Trinity Church had given us the first grant that has been able to allow us to get even as far as we are with this cafe project in Hungary, they also wanted to send some workers to work on construction and do some labor. But because of COVID, that wasn't a possibility. So Geza had sent this email just a couple days prior, and I remembered it in the moment, and I just explained to Mike, I said, "I don't know what this means, but this is a pretty crazy moment, and I see on the side of your truck Custom Builders, and I just wanted to let you know that Geza just sent a message to us asking us to remind people from Trinity and from Lansing that we still need builders, we still need helpers to come with this cafe project." So for him, I could tell in that moment, his eyes lit up, and it was really special. But we had to go, and so later that day, I think maybe it was the next day, Mike messaged me and asked if we could meet up for coffee. And so we met up for coffee and we shared stories. This was a couple days later. And first, the most amazing thing was how well our stories overlapped and so much connection. And we could tell that the Holy Spirit was obviously at work in our lives. And there was a reason why we spontaneously met in that front yard. And all these things came full circle. And towards the end of our talk, we had discussed all kinds of things. We prayed together, and God kind of just reminded me of one of the dreams that I guess we would say is sleeping right now at the building in Hungary. We've been so focused on the downstairs because it's been an enormous project with the war, with COVID, with inflation. It's cost a lot of money. Costs are constantly changing. There's been labor shortages. It's taken a miracle to get us this far with the downstairs space that I had forgotten about the upstairs space. And we were all very disappointed when we realized we've just got to put the upstairs on pause. And so when I was sitting with Mike, I just decided to go ahead with it. And I said, I don't know what this will look like, but you are obviously one of the most talented and innovative builders that I've ever seen. I mean, just check out their website, Custom Builders. They're incredible. And I said, we have an upstairs space that the dream kind of went to sleep. And I started to share about what we want it to be, a youth center for our kids, a place where children can come and have their own kids' church while we're gathering downstairs, having church services. And this is going to be something that way outlives Sarah and I. And so I brought Mike into this dream, and I'll never forget, he pulls his notebook out and he just starts asking me to, give him, he said, okay, go back, and I need measurements. I need dimensions. I need pictures. I need wide angle shots. I need videos. I need a wish list. Tell me everything you want up there. And it was really overwhelming for me to see that, a couple of just hitting golf balls in the front yard can lead to potentially having one of the most innovative and creative building teams and minds, especially in our area, in the mid-Michigan area, coming and helping us build and somehow potentially financing. I don't know what that will look like, but I'm just on the sidelines watching what God's doing in our midst. And Mike's been gracious enough to give me some video chatting time, and we're texting back and forth through iMessage. And he just messaged the other day that his team's got it in the design phase. So this is a special story, as I led with and opened with, that we'll hold on to forever. And I wanted to just record this so that you guys can share in this. So it's a cool story. It's a beautiful testament that God is alive, that he's working all things together, especially in the moments that we don't even lift a finger. And so I'm not sure how that applies to your life, but I'm so excited to look back on this video with you all and see what this actually, how this story unfolds. As I'll leave you with this, as Mike said when we had coffee together, he said, I hope it doesn't sound weird, but I feel like our friendship and this relationship so far, it's like I've read the first chapter and I want to read the whole book. And that's the way I feel about him as well. And I know that whatever happens with our building, God brought us together. And that's something I'm really excited about. I think is really cool. So hope this video encourages you. And I hope this story just proves how awesome God is. So thanks for listening.